In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create permalinks, both to profiles and individual data sets, and then how to use them if you've received a permalink from someone else. Let's start with using them, since that's a little bit easier and probably the more common case. Normally, when you go to the gEAR at gEAR.org, you see a page that looks just like this. Notice you can enter a gene symbol to search. There are multiple profiles. You can use the select menu to select between different ones. By default, the hearing profile is selected. Now, a permalink given to you that takes you to a profile will create a page that looks just like this one, except, let me get a URL. You'll notice that it's gEAR.org, the P for permalink, and it links to a profile. Now, the only thing that will change here is the profile name has now changed. So before, where it was default hearing, it now links directly to the profile that the permalink points to. So if I search for gene, I'll have exact match on. I can now see the profile that I was linked to. This is really good for if you have a publication and you have more than one data set you want to show. You can create a profile yourself, add data sets to it, and then when you're finished, I'll show you how to make a permalink to that, and that will show people the collection that you built yourself. This also works even if the data sets are not public yet. So you can arrange data sets into a profile, and as long as somebody has the link, then they can see it. So that allows you to send it to reviewers before publication, etc. Now, there's also permalinks to individual data sets. They're a little bit longer. In either case, you'll just be copying and pasting them, but it looks like this. So it gives you the permalink and then to a specific dataset share. It's a little bit different in that it takes you to a view with information about that dataset. So some background information the authors provided when they submitted it, as well as sometimes a figure for what the dataset preview looks like. In this case, the same thing. Search for a gene. And now it looks like a profile view which only contains that one single data set. So this is a way to directly link to any dataset ID. So how did we get these? If you have data in the gEAR and you want to use a permalink for publication or for sharing with colleagues, just make sure you're signed in. And then once you are, go to Dataset Manager. Within the Dataset Manager, you can pick any profile that you have built. In this case, I chose the one that I had built called Dataset Variety. This updates and shows that this profile has 5 datasets. Here I can get either of the permalinks. This sharing button will give you the URL that you need to share this entire profile with somebody. Just copy and paste that wherever you like. Or for individual datasets, you see them here in the list. You can scroll down to the data set you want, and there's a Get Permalink button for each one. It does the same thing. Just select it all and copy. I encourage you to use this. It's great. The authors who are including gEAR links within their paper, it provides a very easy way for your users to get direct access to your data set and query it, and especially things like the Workbench tool, which are also described in this channel. Thanks very much for using the gEAR.